Hello. It is maybe Hero with zero, pay for short, and welcome to Toonkind D&D. God, I haven't done that intro in forever. I am here joined by absolutely wonderful person who will introduce themselves in a moment.
Has it been has it been a moment? Is it time for me? I am Zen, and I am here to play the isolated mage ISO.
Eee. And I'm here to play my dumbass bard Axis Diametra, the cat boy incarnate. Alright. So uh let's do a little bit of uh, scene setup. I'd like to know, I saw, like, where do your pictures, where are you currently?
Hmm. Probably for this, ISO is like out doing some errands, doing some like grocery shopping or something. With Air Guardian.
Valid. So, you are in a busy city right now.
Ah, ISO loves that. Busy city is the best
Yeah,
place to be. There's always stuff
yeah.
going on.
Yay! I'd like you to roll me a perception.
Find the right tab.
There's a rolls channel for that.
Okay. Perception. That's a -2.
Wow! There is too much things happening at the same time.
Oh, there's so much to look at and listen to and hear and smell and touch.
Yeah.
ISO gets really engrossed in trying to peel some dried gum off of like the underside of a bench and has to be pulled away. Uh,
Yeah. So it may be there's so many people, so many they are they some people are walking to their some people walking to the errands, some people are talking between, some are playing instruments, so like some are busking on the out there in the streets. It's no wonder you're all over the place.
oh yes. Yeah, they just keep looking all over, all over. They have so many eyes right now. They are just vibrating. So much is happening.
Yeah,
This is excellent.
yeah. I do want to mention about busking. What does Isa think about that?
Um, hmm. I don't think he understands the money portion of it, but he people are playing music out on the streets. That is fantastic as far as ISO is concerned, and he like each person playing music that that he sees is like he has to be dragged away because he just wants to sit there and listen.
Yeah, there is as I said, there's many people, but there's not that much people are that are actually currently busking. There's only one instrument that you can currently hear, and it's the guitar.
Cool. ISO does not know what a guitar is. They don't know what they're
Okay.
hearing, but it sounds very nice. Uh,
All right. All right. Does ISO follow the sound?
Yeah, I think so. They start to wander off towards where the music is coming from.
Eh, it's. I think it's. I think it's. What? Are we on a street right now, or are we on the some kind of city like square or whatever? Like,
Hmm. I think it could be
or
either, or even like walking
either
through a
way,
park or something. Like,
it's a side. Either way, it's a side. It's near the building, so it's not particularly in the thick of the brain. Work with me here. In the thick of the crowd, there is a small public around, but it's more like it's not uh, thick enough to have either to basically elbow the away away in.
which uh, it is absolutely doing. It is like pushing its way through this crowd to see where the music is coming from. Uh,
So
yeah.
yeah, they see a musician playing, and it's a relatively short, not relative to ISO though. How tall is ISO? ISO is pretty small.
Like 2.5 feet.
Yeah, about yeah. Then for them, probably this guy is probably like seems to be tall because they're twice as tall.
Oh yeah, that's tall in ISO's book.
Yeah. So this guy, they see a tune, a UPAN tune, black and pink, cat-like, like anthropomorphic cat-like, and this guy is this guy is having all sorts of fun playing on the guitar. There you're not particularly you don't know what the guitar is supposed to sound like, right? You do see like and then you do see an instrument with the strings and this guy is strumming the strings.
Mm.
That's that's all you can. What conclusions do you like? What do you think about it?
Uh, yeah. So ISO's like, that thing makes music. That thing makes pretty sounds. And is uh beelining for Axis and the guitar, trying to get as close as they can.
Uh, I think at the moment when ISO actually makes close enough, uh, Axis actually, like the guy that's playing, actually finishes the finishes the song he's been playing and does a little like over the top bow to the audience. The audience does applaud, and the crowd maybe like they some people throw money, not much honestly. Some people just like yeah, cool, that was cool, and just the crowd disperses. That so that the only person around is left standing is Saiso, and the guy looks down at Iso and oh, well hello little guy.
It's just like, hi, new friend. That makes pretty noise. What is it? And is pointing at the guitar.
The guy is chuckling at the new friend. And, oh, this? Oh, that's Gira. Yeah, yeah, I've seen Gira before, right?
Uh, Aso shakes their head. No, they have not seen this before.
Damn. Right. Okay. How do I explain? And I think I think at this point, the guy is sitting down just to not look up, look downwards at high. So he just kind of falls into like uh, legs crossed sitting position.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, there's lots of instruments, and they they make uh they make sounds, they make music. It's depending on which kind of they make, which kind of music they make, which kind of ways you play on them. And they some have strings, and he gestures at the guitar, which when you pinch them or strum them, and he demonstrates both. He pinches one and just ding, oh, and then he strums the hand across all of them, or some other instruments. God, I think there's the one that have keys, but those also have strings in them, and definitely know that there's an instrument that you blow into. Those are fucking loud.
Iso looks absolutely starry eyed throughout this whole thing and is listening with very rapt attention.
Tell me what guy. Tell me what guy. What's your name?
Oh, uh, 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 call me Iso. Hi, what's your name?
I ISO. That's it's funny little guy. Kind of similar to mine. I'm Axis, and uh he outstretches a hand to you for you to shake.
Hmm. I think what Iso does with the hand is just grab onto it and not shake it, but just like uh clutch onto it, and they ask, "What's your name short for?"
Shafur? I mean, I do have a full name, Axis Diametra, but what do you mean Shafur?
Well, you said our names are kind of the same, and my name's short for Isolated Mage, so I thought yours was short for something too.
Nothing got it. I mean, they kind of sound the same. Like ISO, Axis. Maybe I'm just pulling it out my ass. Now that I think about it, I think Axis just starts to realize like, you don't mind me, swearing. Probably shouldn't. How old are you anyway?
I don't know, but I know
Well,
the swear words.
that's short and to the point. Um, hmm. Uh, uh, so you don't mind me swearing, because I do have a habit of doing that.
Iso shakes their head. No, they don't mind.
Right, great. Okay. So back to the instruments. He kind of gives Gitter a pat, like trying to think of what else to talk about.
Oh, by the way,
Uh,
Iso is still grabbing onto Axis's hand and is going to until Axis does something to remove them.
Axis is kind of like it's kind of awkward sitting. He's not gonna question. Some people just like to hold hands. This is fine. uh, so he thinks a bit, and then you know, little guy, do you wanna know how I found this one? And he gives the kid a bit of a pat, like this this baby.
Iso is nodding.
Yeah, that's a fun story. So basically, picture this: I'm in the middle of fuck, fucking nowhere, just wandering about. Yeah, kind of do that. Have no money to actually fare or anything else really. So there is a crypt or something. It's kind of a abandoned building in the middle of nowhere, and I just like, oh nice, somewhere to crash, because it's kind of getting dark and it's kind of getting cold, so I'm not looking forward to staying out there. And I walk in there, and this beauty is just sitting there, completely with no protection, nothing, no case, no, absolutely out there, just up for grabs. So I grabbed it, and it it been with me ever since.
Iso like kind of blinks at that and seems stuck on the beginning of your story because what they say is there's there's not buildings in nowhere.
I
There's
mean,
not guitars in nowhere.
listen. I didn't mean like in like a literal nowhere or anything. It's just a saying in the middle of nowhere. Like you don't even know where the fuck it is. It's just like where it is. It's a bit of a shrug. Like there's no maps or anything. There's just he does kind of like looks a bit concerned at the like at the implications that nowhere is like a physical place you can go to, and he's like, you're speaking from experience or what?
Iso nods. Uh, there's not anything in nowhere.
It really?
They
Eh,
nod again.
my dude, how the fuck did you get there?
I don't know. Miss Audrey says, the bad wizard put me there.
The who again?
The bad wizard.
It's always a bad wizard or a bad leech or a bad knight or whatever they know.
Well,
Bad magical shit.
nice people don't put other people in nowhere.
I mean, yeah, honestly, I haven't heard about nowhere being like actual place from from a lot of people. How was it, my ask?
Sorry, could you rephrase that for me? Because I didn't quite hear that last question right.
He asked, "How was it, if I may ask?" My English might fucking suffer today.
It's fine. Ice was just like, it was empty and it was not good.
I mean, that's to be expected. That's yeah. You don't call it. You don't call it a good place of nowhere.
Well, I mean, that's not its real name. It doesn't really have a name, but I call it nowhere sometimes. And sometimes also the void, and sometimes the empty, and sometimes uh, uh, black space, and sometimes uh, well, I have a lot of names for it.
You sure as hell do. This, the void is kind of maybe something that I heard of. Unsure. He's scratching his head with a free hand because he still did not ask the hand back. He does
Oh yeah.
scratching his head with a free hand and just looking slightly confused.
Oh yeah, as Isa has been talking about this, by the way, his grip on your hand is getting tighter and tighter.
Uh, oh my god. I don't think. Hmm. What should I roll to figure out if he notices?
Insight, I think.
Okay, we can roll insight. If I remember, how the fuck do I do it? Oh, 12. Does he think he notices?
He would definitely notice ISO squeezing tighter, and ISO looks upset.
Okay, Axis looks quickly at Isis like, okay, you know what? Change the topic, change the topic. Hmm. You know, I can probably play something more for you since you know there's nobody really cares when you're not playing, right? And he just kind of does a gesture of like the people have the people have walked away the second he stopped playing, and they're on they're just people just going on their way.
ISO looks around kind of surprised because they didn't notice when that happened with their negative
Yeah,
2
the only
perception.
person uh around them around with access is ISO. So there's people just largely did not care. Uh, I think so. Daxis asked it. ISO if ISO would like to play. Well, would ISO like access ISO would like access to play some. What?
ISO nods, but also he's still clutching onto Axis's hand, so.
Yeah, at this moment, Axis is just like kind of pulls on the hand, like, buddy, I kind of need both hands for that.
So very reluctantly lets go and starts grabbing at the edge of their hat instead.
Hey, buddy, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just here. Uh,
Oh, I meant like ISO's own hat, so that they had something to hold on to.
no. Like, um, can I, can I roll like what roll, like insight or perception to like how ISO is doing?
Yeah, that would be insight.
Another insight roll. Let's see. 23. Yeah. What does what 23 entails?
With 23, yeah, ISO is still very shaken up and upset and wants touch mostly. Like
Oh god.
he does want the music, but also he needs to be touching something right now. So if Axis is taking his hand back, Iso is grabbing it his hat instead.
Axis thinks about it, and then he actually he's he sneaks his tail forward from like hanging behind his back and just ding, ding, touches Isa lightly with the tip of his tail, like, hey, if you need someone to hold on to, get me out there. Just, don't, if you can, try not to squeeze too tightly, okay? It kind of hurts.
This is an impossible request for Iso. Uh,
Oh god.
I want to roll something to see how strong it is, but I don't know what I should roll. If it should be like
Strength?
yeah, I could roll strength to see how tight it actually is, or I could roll a mental thing to see if he's able to like hold gentle.
Oh my god. Whichever you see fit.
Okay. I I will roll strength because the whiz save would have a very bad modifier as you've seen. So okay, that's not as bad as it could be, a 17. But yeah, that's he, he did the
The
squeezing.
tail kind of crumbles in the Iso's hand, but weirdly enough, Faxes doesn't really show like a lot of concern. He does wince a bit, but he doesn't like shows a lot. He stays sitting. He just kind of adjusts the guitar on his lap to like for playing, and he strums the strings idly, thinking like, okay, what should I? Then snaps his fingers like, I know exactly what you'd like, and he starts playing. And the weird thing is, uh, I don't think Iso would notice that. Like, would nice Iso would definitely notice that, but Iso wouldn't determine what Iso would recognize that. But for a player, I'm saying that a bit like 5 seconds into the tune, the the sound of instrument suddenly changes from a a guitar to a piano.
Yeah, Iso sure does not notice me as the player. But Iso's just like, it's making noise.
Uh, Axis looks at the guitar slightly incredulous, so like, hey, what the hell? Just uh, I know I've seen your perception modifier, so I'm just like I'm thinking, just should I even ask you?
I
Should I
mean,
tell
I can
fate?
roll. I can roll, and we'll see how Dice Parser feels about it.
Yeah, please do. Please try roll perception.
It's better than the
Okay,
last one.
It's it's better than -2, but
It's a 3. It's
all
positive.
it's positive. All I'm gonna say is Axis mumbles something to himself, like with a question intonation, but I don't think with a 3 I should quite like catches what Axis say.
Oh no.
You
They're totally
you may.
focused on the music.
Oh, so they're not gonna ask even.
Probably not. You
So
want them to?
Axis, I mean, why would I ask you to do the role otherwise?
I guess fair. But they're not gonna speak over the music.
I mean, Axis has stopped playing when like the instrument changed. Like, hello, what? Just stop playing. Look at the guitar. Like, you are you fucking serious right now?
I was like, why'd you stop?
Nothing. Just something. Something's unusual going on. I guess that's normal now. Guess that's fine. I mean, you're better than me. And he starts playing again, and this time the melody is played entirely starts entirely in piano. I'm gonna pop the melody starts playing entirely in the piano despite him visually playing on the guitar. So it's I would like to ask ISO is uh what do they think about that? About this melody? What do they feel?
Hmm. I'm still in the very early portion of the video. Uh, they think it's nice. Uh, but like, there's not a lot going on. ISO definitely likes there to be a lot of things they like, and this is a somewhat like simple song.
Hey,
They don't dislike it.
it's it's a simple melody, simple with a simple chord progression, and Axis just a little bit rocking back and forth to attack. Like what does Isa doing?
I think ISO sees Axis rocking back and forth and starts also rocking back and forth on the like. I think they've sat down on the ground, still holding Axis's tail, and now they're rocking back and forth where they're sitting, like watching Axis and trying to do the same.
Yeah. Axis seeing that and smiling. Yeah, you get this. You're getting this. So yeah, they're kind of playing like that, and just like due to like in the melodies being I wouldn't say quiet, but it is quieter than what Axis has been playing before. So not many people are joining in, like us, like standing around and listening. So it's just you two for a while.
Mhm. I think when Axis finishes the song this time, ISO is gonna reach out for the guitar.
Oh, okay, right. I'm gonna see that that Axis has his eye closed, so he doesn't really notice ISO reaching.
Mhm. Yeah, ISO is reaching out for the strings because Axis says that's the part you touch to make the pretty noises. Um, and they want to make those. They want to make pretty noise too.
Eh, all right. I'd like you to roll me Dex.
A deck save or
Uh, Dex save. No wait. First, just roll Dex.
it's the same modifier.
Never mind. Yeah.
11.
11. With 11, you manage to uh, get a grip on the guitar's griff for about a moment. It's basically you try to touch the strings, but something went wrong, and instead you grabbed a whole griff. Uh, you managed to touch the guitar just for long enough to notice a whitish silhouette next next to Axis that wasn't there before.
I think ISO
The,
turns to look at it, letting go of the guitar in the process.
I think that the I saw grabbing onto the griff is enough of a disturbance for Axis not being in play, and therefore snapping of his trance. So he opens his eyes, sees ISO uh, having his hands on the guitar, and goes, hey, what that? And now I'm gonna roll myself.
I should note
You
it.
roll a. We're gonna have a dex contest. I'm gonna have a dex. I'm gonna roll just straight dex, and you roll a dex save.
Okay, I should note it's only one hand on the guitar because ISO is still holding Axis's tail in their other hand.
Fucking ISO manages to. ISO manages. Dice Parser decided to give ISO a chance. So yeah, what happens is, uh, what happens is Axis is tries to rip the getter from Ice's grip, and also like and also quickly get up on his feet. Ice ends up hanging from the grip.
As he is wont to do. He's just
Fantastic.
he's making puppy eyes at Axis. He's like, I wanted to play on the guitar.
Uh, roll me an insight.
Oh wow.
What the
20
fuck?
minus 2.
What the fuck is up with those rolls? With that nat 20 minus 2, you see Axis actually being nervous and shoot and shooting glances at the white shadow near him. I probably should mention that you do you still see it because your hands are still on the guitar. Do you like actually looking at it
Yeah,
again? Perception or
I think Isa's going to drop Axis's tail to wave at the shadow and say, "Hi, new friend." And I will roll perception.
13? That's much better than 3. You the shadow you so yeah the shadow you do see it much clearer than initially. Uh, you see that the shadow is kind of humanoid, and also it's white and mint green in colors, as if an inversion of Axis colors. I'm going to I'm going to roll another dex contest, or maybe a dex save at this point. Yeah, dex save at this point. Nah, dex contest with you again.
Okay.
15 versus.
Oh my god.
For fuck's sake.
Axis is trying to shake Iso off of this guitar, and Iso is just clinging on. They have so much experience
Yeah.
clinging on to things that do not really want them attached.
Oh my god. Axis is desperately tries, like at this point, it tries to shake Isa off the guitar. I expected everything but this. Isa is just clinging. Oh my god. So yeah, Axis is getting increasingly more and more nervous about Isis being attached to the guitar. Uh, and he just goes like, "Dude, this is not ideal situation. I get out the noises. I'm pretty, and I'm feeling.
Should Iso roll insight
Yes,
or something?
yes, please.
6. You know
I love
what?
that. I love the rolls on this one.
I think Iso maybe thinks that Axis is worried about him breaking the guitar by uh hanging off a bit.
You know what? Let's
With
go
his
with that.
weapon.
You know what? Let's go with that.
So Iso lets go and says, "I wasn't trying to break it. I just wanted to play it."
Access like stops. Uh, he kind of I'd say I'd say heavy breathing, but those are more out of uh, more out of panic than out of exertion, and he does keep glancing to the side, and when you look when he's glancing, there's no one there.
Oh no, they left because there's no music. I'm sorry.
Access kind of okay. Uh, can I roll inside
Sure.
on you? Right. 20 fucking long.
What do you want to know, I guess?
Uh, Axis is kind of looking at ISO quizzically, like it's a very worried look of how do I explain it? He's trying to guess of like what ISO meant with they left because there's no music.
Oh, remember how Axis said earlier that nobody cares if there's not any music, and pointed out that everyone except ISO left after he stopped playing the music? That's what ISO thinks is going on. That the person came to listen to the music, but because ISO was on the guitar and there was no music, they left.
Axis gives a very, very, very shaky grin to that, and he goes, yeah, yes, it's okay, we'll do that. Just you know, there's there is one rule that I probably should mention here that I know that the noises are pretty and everything, but when someone is playing the instrument, it's not ideal to touch it.
ISO looks all pouty, and they're like, but I only break stuff sometimes anymore.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Yeah, I don't think it was a good sentence. But ISO looks pouty and says, but I only break stuff sometimes now.
Yeah, I get ya. I understand that, but listen, it's still okay. He he keeps glancing to the side, and he says, "It's just I'm proud of you that you only keep it like you only break it sometimes, but with that ideally that should be easier, And it's not about like breaking. It's just it's you're not entirely breaking it, as in like you um not particularly letting actually play. God, I sound like a right asshole right now. You know what, little guy. So are you with someone here, or
Uh,
I'm
you can.
afraid that you will not be able to. You did not hear anything about it because I was talking so fucking subdued.
No, I heard that. It's just ISO has a moment where of obvious realization, and then yells out, "Miss Audrey!" Uh, and turns to look at the crowd, and there is there is in the crowd someone that is obviously looking for a missing kid. And ISO just points at her.
uh, does so ISO did turn away from Axis, right?
Yes.
Uh, when you turn back to Axis, he's gone.
Uh, ISO looks
You
around to
you may roll perception or investigation, whichever is preferable.
I'm gonna roll investigation. Because we're they're now looking
It's
for access in specific.
okay. 19. You look around, looking, and you do notice a black and pink figure with with a guitar neck uh, behind like pointing pointing to the skies on the back and they are actually swiftly moving away. They're swiftly pushing through the crowd.
ISO yells out, "Wait, new friends!" And is going to try to follow, but I think Miss Audrey catches up to them first and stops them from running further through the crowd.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate.
Unless
I do
you.
want I do want to say when I do want to say Iso calls to about new friend. Uh, the last thing you notice is Axis pause uh freezing in a place and then immediately diving out of sight.
Oh
Yeah. So you do not see the guy anymore.
no. ISO is a little bit upset over this. Uh, Even though it happens a fair bit, they get attached to people easily and then never see them again because it's like some random person they met in the supermarket.
Oh my
And
god,
so
I hope.
they're not distraught, but they are sad.
Uh, do you want to roll perception? This is the last roll for tonight.
Okay. 4.
4. Fantastic. Fuck it, I'm gonna give it to you. uh, when when you look down at your hands, namely the one that's been clutching onto the tail, there are pink pink streaks of uh, paint, ink. You're not particularly sure. Pink of the same shade as Axis.
Hmm. Ooh. Can I ask what the texture of it is? Is it like a
The texture?
powder, like wet?
It's wet. It's quickly drying up, but it's wet.
ISO is pressing that hand against their legs to make handprints on themselves.
Oh my god, this kid. I love him. So yeah, now you have pink prints on you.
For now.
I don't know. For now, yeah, they're not
they are,
permanent.
they are getting, those are getting washed off soon, but.
Well, at least you got a souvenir. So
Indeed.
yeah, this think this is the good place to wrap up the game.
Yeah, the only thing I want to say, yeah, Iso's guardian catches up to him. He is being picked up. He is being carried off so that he can't run away again. Uh,
Oh my god. Carry off the runaway child.
well, they like being carried, so they don't mind. But they're now back under supervision.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Thank you all for listening, both both live and on the record. Thank you, uh, thank you Zen for playing with me. I I love I love this fucking child so much.
I'm so glad. Ah, finally, a child Axis can swear in front of without feeling bad. And
I
thank
mean
you for
he
playing with me.
You're welcome. So time to say bye. Bye.